It's officially Nintendo Direct season, and with leaks of a new Nintendo Direct coming out hinting that a presentation is as soon as next week. In this video, I'm predicting what I expect to see Nintendo announce in this Nintendo Direct. Let's get started. Before I jump right into my game predictions, I want to explain what type of Nintendo Direct this will likely be and when it will likely take place, which will make my predictions make more sense. First of all, we have to take a look at leaks from reliable leakers to hint at when this presentation will take place. The first reliable leak of a September Nintendo Direct comes from Switchforce over on X. This tweet is from August 24th, where Switchforce said, quote, "Nintendo tried to phone in an emergency about the missing Switch 2 games, but they accidentally dialed 912. This claim was later backed up by Nate the Hate, who is possibly the most reputable Nintendo leaker, and they said on their X, quote, "Yes, there is a Nintendo Direct in September. When? The second week of the month, in the latter half on or around September 11th or 12th. And as a whole, Nate the Hate has been one of the most reliable Nintendo leakers, so if he's saying there's gonna be a Nintendo Direct on September 11th or 12th, there's probably going to be a Nintendo Direct on September 11th or 12th. And now that we know when the Nintendo Direct will likely be, we can predict what type of presentation it will be. And I'm predicting that this Nintendo Direct will be split into two parts. The first part would be the general Nintendo Direct. This is where Nintendo announces all of their normal games that you can expect to see released this fall and this winter. However, I think that the second part of this Direct will be focused on Mario. If you didn't already know, the 40th anniversary of Super Mario Bros. Releasing is coming up this month in September. And considering that Nintendo usually celebrates Mario's anniversary, I wouldn't be surprised if they added a Mario's 40th anniversary section to this Direct. And in this section, I would expect to see Nintendo announce several Mario games celebrating the anniversary. Now that I've explained what type of Nintendo Direct this will be and when it will take place, let's jump into my game predictions for this Nintendo Direct. But before we do that, if you haven't already liked this video and subscribed to the channel, I would really appreciate if you would do that. And if you happen to be on YouTube Mobile, YouTube just released a new feature called Hype. All you have to do is swipe left on where the comments section is to access it. I would really appreciate if you would try that out on my video. But with that out of the way, let's jump right into my game predictions for this Nintendo Direct. In the first part, which is the general Nintendo Direct, I'm expecting Nintendo to be pretty light on new announcements and really only following up on previously announced games. The first and most obvious announcement is a release date for Metroid Prime 4. It's been over 8 years since we've seen the first announcement of Metroid Prime 4, and it's been over a year since we've seen the first footage. Nintendo has literally had public demos of Metroid Prime 4, and considering this game is supposed to release this year, I would be quite shocked if Metroid Prime 4 did not get a release date at this Direct. Unless of course they announce that they're postponing the game, which would definitely be worst case scenario, but seeing how this game has not had a release date announced and is supposed to come out this year, it being postponed would not be too surprising. Secondly, I'm predicting that Nintendo would show a new trailer for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. It's been about 5 months since they've announced this game with a release year of 2026. And while that sounds like a long time away, Nintendo usually spreads out their trailers for upcoming games, so a trailer for Tomodachi Life Living the Dream in this Direct would make sense. Next, considering that Kirby Air Riders is coming out in November and Masahiro Sakurai hinted at more information coming out about the game, I would predict that a Kirby Air Riders trailer would come out in this Direct. But those are follow-up trailers for previously announced games. What new games would Nintendo announce at this general Nintendo Direct? Well, I'm only predicting one, but it's a big one. I'm predicting that Nintendo will announce the next Animal Crossing game at this Direct. Recently, we've had a ton of Mario games, Kirby games, and even a new Donkey Kong game. And honestly, an Animal Crossing game makes a lot of sense right now. It's been 5 years since the last Animal Crossing game came out, and 4 years since that game was updated. In addition to that, Animal Crossing New Horizons, the last Animal Crossing game to release, sold over 40 million million copies and is the second best-selling Nintendo Switch game. Now, the main reason for that is because the COVID-19 lockdown started right before Animal Crossing New Horizons came out, but either way, that boosted publicity for the Animal Crossing series in general, and it's now one of Nintendo's most important franchises. So I personally see a new Animal Crossing game, even if it's just a tease, happening in the next Nintendo Direct. With those 4 announcements, that wraps up my predictions for the first part of this Direct. But if you forgot what I mentioned earlier, I am predicting that Mario's 40th anniversary will have a place in the second part of this Direct. And I think this is where we'll see the bulk of the new announcements. First, I predict that we'll see a tease for the next 3D Mario. Now, I'm predicting a tease because the Mario Odyssey team was the team who was working on Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is quite similar to Super Mario Odyssey. So unless Nintendo has another team working on it, I think the most that we see of a new 3D Mario is a tease. But what I am predicting we see a full trailer for is Super Mario Maker 3. It's been over 6 years since the last Mario Maker came out with Super Mario Maker 2, and over 5 years since the last update came out. So that means that a sequel could easily be ready to release very soon. And if we're talking about the 40th anniversary of Super Mario himself, I don't think there's a better time to announce this game. My last prediction is that we see a bundle of New Super Mario Bros. From the DS, New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and New Super Mario Bros. 2 from the 3DS, all remastered. I know that this was a leak that was debunked a while ago, but I still think that this sounds like a very realistic thing to happen. But I could easily see Nintendo just remastering one of these and selling it for $70. But I don't see the value there, and I really think that all 3 games would make more sense. But with that wraps up my predictions for the next Nintendo Direct. Let me know down in the comments what your predictions for the next Nintendo Direct are. And I would also greatly appreciate if you would like this video and subscribe to the channel and try out YouTube's new hype feature. But anyway, thanks for watching and have a great day.